farm, family, community. This is Midwest Farm Weekly.
Good morning, I'm Elaine Wells, and welcome to Midwest Farm Weekly. In your news headlines, this week's crop report shows Wisconsin corn planting is 85% complete. 52% of that crop is now green and growing, putting it 5 days ahead of an average year. Condition is clocking in at 62% good to excellent. Soybeans are 80% planted, with 42% of that crop emerged. Winter wheat fields are now 15% headed. That's 3 days behind last year, but still 2 days ahead of the average. Condition of that wheat crop continues to improve, with 68% rating good to excellent. First crop hay is now 20% complete, pushing that harvest schedule around 4 days ahead of average. It's looking to be a good crop, with 79% in the highest quality category. Beef prices are setting records just in time for prime grilling season. The cost of a pound of ground beef is closing in on $6. That is a record high, up nearly 50% from 5 years ago. Butchers say their cost for cattle has nearly doubled in the past year. Now they're paying around $2,400 for an average 800-pound steer. Raising those steers also comes at a higher cost now, with prices for feed, land, and financing all up, and that has contributed to U.S. cattle herds falling to their lowest numbers in more than 70 years.
We've had a lot of drought the past couple of years, and so it's been harder and harder to keep enough grass to feed the cows.
And farmers are taking advantage of those higher market prices, but that means they won't have as many replacement animals in their herds. Those low herd numbers has the USDA forecasting beef prices to rise throughout 2025. Approximately 11% of the nation's 3.4 million farmers have served or are currently serving in the U.S. Armed Forces. Guardians Farm is the only veteran-owned dairy farm in all of Connecticut. As Owen Kingsley reports, the owners love connecting with consumers.
That's almost bigger than me.
They explain everything. It's like getting an education when you come.
David Buck co-owns the farm with his wife. He served 22 years in the Coast Guard.
As a veteran and also as a police officer, my wife is a police officer, we've really dedicated our lives to service and serving, the public. Farming is kind of the same thing, where we have transitioned it to, supporting our local community, not with safety and protection, but with good products, like our dairy products, our goat milk products, but then also experiences now.
After all the parades and festivities on Memorial Day morning, families from near and far are looking for those experiences on the holiday.
I seen calf cuddles, and that pretty much sold the ticket for me.
Olivia Esposito and her son Eli came to visit the farm from New Jersey.
Yeah, I never blessed a cow in my life before.
To Olivia, appreciating a day you can spend with family is in itself a way to honor our fallen heroes.
Life is short, and not only do we remember the ones that have served, I think we have to remember their purpose, and that's to live out our lives, and that they protect us in order for us to do that.
Patricia Panassi lives in Southbury, but only recently discovered Guardians Farm and its roots of service to our country.
I had read about it, knew we were going to the parade, and it's perfect to come right over here afterwards.
The U.S. Department of Agriculture has implemented programs to assist veteran farmers, recognizing their unique contributions and the need to support their endeavors in agriculture. Studies have also found that many veterans have the skill set needed to be successful in farming. A central Kentucky farm is giving people tours of their blooming poppy field. They are only in bloom for about 3 weeks. It just happens that this usually overlaps with Memorial Day. It's a fitting tribute, as this flower is a longtime symbol of remembrance. The flowers are harvested as part of a pick-your-own bouquet experience at this farm. Milkweed has been named the Plant Species of the Year by the Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources. This native plant plays a critical role in supporting monarch butterflies, which rely solely on milkweed to lay eggs and to feed their caterpillars. Wisconsin is home to 13 native milkweed species. However, 5 of these are currently endangered or threatened. According to a 2024 survey by the World Wildlife Foundation, the eastern monarch population wintering in Mexico covered just 2.2 acres. That's a 59% drop from the previous year. Horticulturists say milkweed can grow in containers or in various yard conditions once it is established. Welcome back. The USDA announced it will be purchasing about $3 million worth of sweet dried cherries to help during this year's harvest. California is a large cherry producing region. The fruit generates $300 million each year. Weather during the past year has damaged their crop, lowering harvest projections by about 43%. Growers have a number of cherries this year that simply are not market quality. That means they don't have their usual shape or color, but the growers say they are just as tasty, so the government is stepping in to help give them a second chance. They're purchasing and drying those seconds of the fruit. Instead of being thrown away, they can still be enjoyed by cherry lovers. They do hope that this additional market will help offset some of the losses. Door County's cherry crop here in Wisconsin not been impacted by these same conditions. Growers there tell me they expect to have a strong season. A purchase from a garage sale years ago led to one of Door County's heritage businesses. If you are looking for the true cherry experience, your first stop in the peninsula should be Country Ovens for a little cherry delight.
Country Ovens was started in 1987 by Mike and Kathy Johnson. It's actually a really cool little story. They decided that they were going to try out just drying them at home, and they found this $15 Ronco food dehydrator at a garage sale, passed them out to friends and family, and things started to really pick up from there. So at one point they had about 50 little food dehydrators all over the place, and then about 35 years ago they built this current location still in Forestville, right up the road from the old location, and now have a custom drying oven. At any given time we will process and dry 16,000 pounds of cherries at a time. So it takes 8 pounds of cherries to make 1 pound of dried cherries. And then the juice that comes from that we use as our cherry juice drink. And then we also purchase the bulk cherries so that we can process that into our 100% tart cherry juice. We are the largest buyer of the Door County cherry. All of our products are made solely with Door County cherries. So Door County is kind of a unique situation for the cherry industry. We are part of the Niagara Escarpment, and the warmer days and cooler nights that we have, low soil on top of the bedrock, it makes for ideal conditions for cherry growing. Cherry Delight is made from Montmorency tart cherries. Montmorency tart cherries are known for their significant health benefits, and when we buy them, they slightly coated just with a little bit of sugar to take some of that tartness out. And then we do also dry and process the Ballatin cherry, which is still a tart cherry, but it has more of a natural sweetness to it. So there's no added sugar, but it actually tastes more tart than the tart cherry. Well, our number one selling is obviously just the tart cherry itself. And then that's going to be backed up real close by our chocolates. We originally just had the milk chocolate cherry, and we added in the dark chocolate thinking that, oh, we're probably not going to sell as much, but it is definitely a 50-50 blend of dark chocolate to a milk chocolate. The 100% tart cherry juice, most other brands will have, are made from a concentrate. Ours are not made from concentrate, it's made from pressed cherry juice. So you're not getting any, when you boil something down to concentrate it, you're getting a higher sugar content to it. So you evaporate the water. We don't do that. We keep it in as natural as state as possible. So we just kind of press the cherry juice and bottle it. We've got a whole line of jarred products. So we've got this cherry horseradish sauce, a cherry jalapeno sauce. Both of those are great on cream cheese and other appetizers. We've got a chutney barbecue sauce. The cherry pie fill is fantastic. And actually, if you've had a Door County cherry pie in Door County, quite often those are made with our pie fill. Our factory outlet store is located in Forestville, which is one of the first stops in Door County in Southern Door. All of our offerings are on countryovens.com. We offer a large selection of not just our cherry products, but our blueberry delights and cranberry delights, cherry berry nut mix. We have gift boxes. Truly, Country Ovens embodies the Door County cherry. So if you want to know what all the fuss is about, right? This is the first stop to get that true Door County cherry experience.
And you will find Country Ovens on Main Street in Forestville.
Good morning, I'm Storm Team 5 meteorologist Alexis Staniak. It's been a drier week, at least for our northernmost states, so numbers really haven't changed too much. Still about 10.5 inches of liquid precipitation accumulated for the entire year so far here in Green Bay. A little bit below average for where we should be as we finish up the month of May by about 3/4 of an inch for northeast Wisconsin. The further southwest you are of Green Bay, numbers are struggling a little bit more, and things are starting to improve, at least to our east across the Ohio Valley. Over the next week to 2 weeks, so we're starting off the month of June with a good chance to see more rain come through and even some thunderstorms. Most of the Midwest, including Wisconsin and Michigan and even into northern Minnesota, likely to be well above average for precipitation over the next 10 to 14 days. We could accumulate upwards of about an inch, maybe 2 inches in rainfall to come through within that next week and a half stretch. Higher numbers still look to hold areas just south of Green Bay and states just south of Wisconsin. Still holding with this NOAA precipitation outlook from June till August, and that's showing things are going to be drier and below normal for most of the northern half of the Midwest, including the Great Plains and further into the northwestern part of the country. The further east you are, looks like things will be very above normal for precipitation for the summer months. After a cooler stretch, nice to see warmer temperatures return as well. Most of the Ohio Valley, East Coast, including the Midwest, we will see our temperatures start to trend a little bit above average as we start off the month of June, which is right in line with the NOAA temperature outlook showing for the summer months. Things should be well above average for temperatures for pretty much the entire country. Quiet to finish up this almost perfect weekend. Things are quiet for most of Monday. Then by the time we get to late Tuesday, cloud cover will return ahead of our next chance for rain Wednesday, which will start to exit by the time we head into next Thursday. Stay with us. More ag news coming up after the break.
Kick off June Dairy Month this weekend at Brown County's Breakfast on the Farm. The event is hosted by a different farm family each year, allowing them to tell their individual story. Wayside Dairy in Greenleaf has been serving others by producing high-quality milk since 1863.
Hello and welcome to Wayside Dairy. We are home to 2,300 milking cows. We run about 3,300 acres, and we do that with my father Dan, myself, my sister Jenna, and Jesse.
Welcome to Wayside Dairy. This is small town, rural America. Our ancestors came over from Germany. They settled our farm like 160 years ago in 1863. Interesting enough, not only did they start our farm, but also our local Lutheran church right down the road.
At Wayside Dairy, this year, 93% of our land was covered with either alfalfa, winter wheat, triticale, or rye crop. Cover crops help us sustain the land. Cover crops are the new soil that we're building in our fields. We feed a mostly forage diet, probably 75 to 80% forages. Corn silage and haylage, maybe some triticale are the big three.
The thing we really strive for is a good, healthy cow. We want them to have a good diet in front of them that they can eat on at all times of the day. We want the comfort level to be very high. We just switched over to dried manure solids. The solids get separated from the manure, and then we dry that fiber. So it's a nice, comfortable place for them to lie down. And then we have an ear tag in their ear that measures the chewing, and it measures their activity. It'll tell us ahead of time before she is physically sick or that we can see her being sick.
At Wayside Dairy, we're going to be installing a new methane digester. We believe it's a very good practice to utilize all the byproducts that the cows give us. One of those byproducts is methane gas that we can collect and put into the natural gas pipeline and give to other people who need it other places. So it's another opportunity for the dairy to do something that's right for the environment.
I think the pride that we take in our dairy is based off of our relationship with our employees. We try to keep them happy, obviously. We want to make sure that they are successful.
As we move forward, we want to continue to focus on the farm as our business, not ourselves. If we're successful, We can explore new avenues because it's all good for the farm. It's not about me, my ego, anything else. We've got the digester coming in this year, and we want to clean up the water to get 50% of the trucks off the road. We want to be sustainable, we want to be environmental friendly, and we want to keep doing the right things to make Wayside Dairy successful in the future and a fun place to work and live.
I've got 4 young kids, and Jeremy and Jenna have young kids. I'm most excited about bringing those families together and hopefully seeing the next couple of generations thrive here on the farm. I grew up on a 250 cow dairy with my family. It's the best place to grow up. So I think on this farm, I'm most excited to see our families working together.
Our family has been very strong in our faith. Through those 160 years, there's been untimely deaths, there's been major fires, there's been cancer, there's been a lot of things that is tough stuff to handle in life, but our faith, believing that God is there and He has a plan for all of us, that if we just trust in Him, He will get us through no matter what we go through.
We want to invite you to come to Brown County Breakfast on the Farm here at Wayside Dairy.
It's June 1st from 8 to noon.
There'll be a church service, a delicious breakfast, and fun for all families.
Come join our family June 1st.
And we thank you to Dan Hagenow Video Creation for that beautiful exploration of the farm. And you can do it yourself. Take a tour, eat the delicious breakfast. Join me on June 1st from 8 a.m. until noon. Wayside Dairy is located in Greenleaf. You'll find all of the parking and driving instructions on the Brown County Dairy Promotions Facebook page. To find a June Dairy Month event near you, you can visit wisconsindairy.org/June-Dairy-Month. Welcome back. Not sure what to do this weekend. Kevin Stair is here with details on 2 great events. It's nice to see you, Kevin.
Thank you. I'm always excited to be here.
Yeah.
So the Michigan FFA alumni is having a modified truck and tractor pull this Saturday. And it's at the Vets Club, which is a new club in Michigan. Starts at 1 o'clock. It's free and open to the public. The mini and modified tractor pullers are at 1 o'clock, and the modified truck and tractor pullers starts at 6. We run the food tent there, and so that's how we make our money in this project, and so we hope people will patronize the food tent. We have all sorts of different beverages, adult beverages there, and it's the free admission. It's supposed to be beautiful weather. That we're probably one of the first truck and tractor pulls of the year, so this is a great weekend to get out.
So then how does the money help the community and FFA students?
Well, it helps our students. We support our students and travel all the time. We provide scholarships for the kids. We do many things for these kids throughout the year, being part of the Michigan FFA alumni.
Neat. Well, I got a very fun email update from your team this morning. You've had some new arrivals at your alpaca ranch.
Yes. So on Sunday is what we call the Odyssey, the Alpaca Odyssey, and
gosh, look at it.
Generally, we always hope that we have a baby before then, but yesterday at 8:20 in the morning, we had a baby born, and her name is Grace.
Okay.
And she will be probably the highlight of the Odyssey, and the Odyssey runs from 10 till 3 o'clock. We'll have some vendors there, different vendors there, but the main thing is always seeing the alpacas. We also have Black Frog Farm, which will be there with their llamas, so people can see the difference between llamas and alpacas. Another beautiful day, especially along the lakeshore, because sometimes we're on the cool side.
Talk a little bit about learning not only about the alpacas, but the region in which they're kind of native to, South America.
They're native to Peru, Bolivia, and Chile. They're native to the Andes Mountains. So they like the cooler weather, but as you see with our alpacas, we just had them shorn on May 10th.
Okay.
So, in fact, I'm still trying to figure out what I'm going to do with all the fiber.
I was just going to ask, what do? You sell it for yarn and they make
clothing?
Well,
we sent, because my store is a smaller store, but we need to have more than what my alpacas produce, but we do send it off to different mills, some for yarn, some for rug yarn, some for roving. And then we participate in the co-op. We have a co-op in New England, and that's where our socks come from.
Wonderful. Well, I cannot recommend a trip there highly enough. You're going to want to go on Sunday to take in the Alpaca Odyssey. Bring a non-perishable food donation. You'll find full details on their Facebook page and website. Thanks for being here, Kevin.
Thank you for inviting me.
Have a great weekend, everyone.